When people say someone is too smart for their own good, they rarely mean test scores. They mean the kind of awareness that reads a room too fast, predicts outcomes too early, and carries the weight of everyone's feelings. It sounds powerful. It does not always feel good. I had a close friend in a new relationship. On paper, it was fine, but every time she thought about bringing him home to meet her parents, her stomach tightened. She could not explain why. I said, "You are not fully happy with him. Keeping it just between you two feels safe. Once your parents get involved, you lose your exit." She stared at me and said, "You're scary when you're right." I shrugged. I was guessing. But I have learned that reluctance is often a message from the body before the mind admits the truth. At a corporate dinner years ago, the table was full of city officials and senior executives. My boss was the only woman in the room. The toasts kept coming her way. She smiled without smiling and said, "You're really going to pick on me?" I laughed and said, "Let me take those for her. I'm the junior here. At least let me be useful." One executive smirked. "Drinking with you isn't fun." I kept my voice light. "Fair. Then please enjoy the drinks with my boss. I'll be the one driving her home." The room went quiet. The dinner ended early. Sometimes intelligence is not a speech. It is a boundary that lands softly and closes the door. In college, my dad needed surgery. Overnight, a decade of savings turned into hospital bills. One night I woke for water and saw the bedroom light under my parents' door. Through the crack, I watched the matching receipts, what people owed us, what we owed them. A week later, over dinner, my mom asked, "Are you the one sending money to your brother?" Dad said, "I thought you were." Mom said, "He hasn't asked me in months." Back on campus, I ran numbers. Scholarship, TA pay, a small poetry prize from the state. If I squeezed, I could cover 6 months without calling home. My allowance through freshman year barely changed from high school. I learned to stretch. When my parents fought, Dad calling Mom heartless, Mom pushing back with equal force, I checked the time, grabbed the keys, and picked up my little sister from school. I bought her a burger and fries. I dropped her at Grandma's. Then I went home to calm the storm. When the shouting peaked, I said to Dad, "When you were in the ICU, unconscious, Mom sat with me in the hall. People came and went, some played cards, some talked business. 2 relatives stayed by her side. She said, if he wakes up, even if he never recovers, I'll care for him for the rest of my life." Dad went quiet. Mom cried. I reached for their hands and placed them together on the table. When I worked in Texas, I visited my grandmother every Lunar New Year. She and my mom never got along. I brought Grandma a box of cookies. Inside, under the top layer, I slipped an envelope, $3,000 and a note. My mother never knew. Later, Grandma told me she cried when she found it. Sometimes smart is just knowing where help can actually land. On drives to family dinners, I told my dad, always stand with Mom in public, even when she is wrong. He said, "Shouldn't we stand with what's right?" I said, "In a family, right is overrated. A woman who marries into a family can call her in-laws Mom and Dad, but they are not her parents. In this house, the only person she can truly lean on is her husband, so at least on the surface, be her safe place. Do not make her feel like a guest in her own home. Who's correct matters less than who's held."
Over time, I realized the roles I had been playing. I was my sister's brother and her stand-in dad, my mother's son, and, when needed, the husband she deserved. My father's son, and at times the partner who listened without judgment. My grandmother's grandson, and also the daughter-in-law who bridged gaps. At work, I was an employee, and also a step on someone else's ladder. With friends, I was the person they confided in, and sometimes the tool they used to feel better. I learned to become whatever the room needed. People said I had high EQ and decent IQ. I was not sure I was smart. Mostly, I was tired. There is a book called Taking Yourself as the Method. I sometimes feel I skipped that step and went straight to using myself as a tool. When I deliver value, I feel a private hit of pride, like a clay statue pretending to be a god for a second, then smirking at people grateful for a miracle I know I did not perform. Smart and wise are not the same. Seeing the truth does not mean you can live with it. You can stand on one shore and see the other, and still feel nothing but distance. If you look long enough, human pain starts to rhyme. The forms change, the causes don't. Meanness, cowardice, selfishness. You meet them in different outfits, again and again. Sometimes that level of seeing turns to emptiness. You look around and think, is this it? People chase the same things. It is not that we lack uniqueness. It is that we know our talent and edge shrink in a crowd until they look ordinary. We want destiny. We want a gift that turns into wealth and respect. When money or status fail to prove that gift, the gift feels fake. Like a peacock that cannot fly for an audience, so it rips out its own feathers and lies in the mud with the chickens. Passerby cannot tell what it once was. It forgets too. Many people misunderstand intelligence. Some think it is grades. Some think it is social skill. Some think a stack of self-help books will make them sharp. Intelligence, performance, EQ, and reading are not the same. Reading, like running or guitar or whiskey or flirting, is a habit, a pleasure, sometimes an escape.
A friend once asked why I read history on a Saturday. I said, for fun. What I did not say, reading is how I leave the world without leaving the room. Clear-eyed people are not born that way. They are marinated in reality long enough to pick up its flavor. If you have not lived, be slower to speak about life. If you have not touched the world, be slower to analyze it. If you do not understand people, do not rush to call yourself wise. I keep my secrets in silence. I talk to myself in the margins of books. I write long letters to people I like, sometimes flowery, sometimes plain, often useless except to me. I sit alone on a bench and watch an old man fish. I ride a ferry and stare at the water where minnows flash between floating trash. These are small, unimportant scenes. I return to them on purpose. It often feels like I split my life with a clean cut. One half performs for the world. One half sits quietly where no one sees. Between them, no bridge. So I built a method. I treat myself like a block of wood. I carve the back for me and the front for everyone else. In the name of freedom, I drew the lines of my own cage. In an ordinary body, I built a private altar. The late-night collapses are wild horses in my mind. The daytime smiles are pages on a calendar. When your gaze rises above birth, aging, illness, and death, the map changes. Ocean anywhere, shore anywhere. The question, where should I live, becomes smaller. Where do I die becomes less frightening. What is real still cuts. ICU beeps, rent due. A rumor that moves faster than the truth. A pen that smears and looks like blood on your hand. Flowers growing out of lies. A wind that carries someone's gossip straight through your window. Some days the noise punches a hole through your door. Some days it is a silent volcano. Some days it is a flood that swallows the sky. The world is strange without being special. In the end, it is just people doing to people what people do. and words, peeling words.
Not everything needs a reason. Not every pain has a clean source. We are limited creatures. There will be people we cannot read and disasters we cannot dodge. If that is true, and it is, why pretend to be calm all the time? When I am happy, I eat something good and make the girl I like laugh. When I am sad, I write. I do not unload my storm on strangers. I let the page take it. So, what is smart? What is wise? What is good or bad? Overthinking rarely answers. It just adds weight. Here is what I know. Awareness is double-edged. Reading a room quickly helps you protect people you love. It also makes you the designated adult in rooms where you wanted to be a kid. Seeing parents as people helps you forgive them. It also forces you to grow up early. Understanding games at work helps you stay safe. It also makes everything feel like a game. If you live like a product, there will be an expiry date. Use yourself up on others and you will not have much left for you. Do not turn your gift into your only identity. Do not make usefulness your only proof you deserve love. Live simply while you are still fresh. Spend time like cash you will never get back. Say no sooner. Make fewer promises. Choose a few people to stand beside and stand there on purpose. Let your books be a doorway, not a hiding place. Let your awareness serve your life, not drain it. Being too smart is not the problem. Forgetting to be human is. If this spoke to you, take a walk without your phone tonight. Make one small choice that protects your peace. That is wisdom too.